I haven't posted anything for a while, and well, recently I've been kind of feeling like creative, I don't know, block, breakdown. I honestly don't know what to post and what to do, so I'm just like right now I'm just trying to connect with nature and escape the house for a bit. So I just decided to bring you along and do like this kind of, I don't know, vlog type of video. I've never done anything like this. I'm not really I'm like standing in the middle of the road with like phone thing, and I don't really feel that comfortable doing that, but at the same time, yeah, I just felt like taking you along and talking about stuff while going to the forest, and maybe I'll eat a bit. Like, oh my god, cute camp, cottagecore vibes. um, Lunch. Well, I just had grapes and like some almonds and stuff, but still. But yeah, I just don't really know what to post, and I feel like I'm stuck creatively. I want to do so many things, but at the same time, I'm like not really encouraged to because of the amount of views I get, and then that's quite discouraging. And then also like I don't know, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people feel the same way, especially when you're creative and make something and it doesn't go where you want it to be. So yeah, the struggle is real, and I have been like stuck in the house for a while. Um, so I honestly I hate being there. I'd rather be in nature, and so this is the closest I got to nature right now. This is not like far away from the city. It's still here, but yeah, that's how I escape, basically. And I would recommend it to anyone. And to be honest, I recommend it to everyone. Nature is just amazing, and I do not understand people who like to be in their house. I guess no, I do understand because if your house is amazing, like you want to be there. But for me right now, I don't really like being in my apartment here in the city. I really want to leave the city soon, like to move out. And whenever I'm at, I'm a lot at my boyfriend's house, and that is amazing how you can, it's like in the middle of nowhere, you can just go anywhere. Here it's living in the city, it's it's not really for me. Since I was a child, I basically hated being in cities, to be honest, and yeah, nature is the way to go. I'm also quite stuck right now with what I want to do. Also, there is huge cow shit here. But anyways, nature is amazing. But like um I'm honestly just stuck, and I do not want I do not know what I want to do after I'm done with studying. And to be honest, I don't really even want to study. It was just the option I had, and I was like, yeah, sure. I don't want to make like 5 euros a month. So much cow shit everywhere. But yeah, I didn't even really want to study. It's not like I wanted to. It's like universities and stuff like that. It's really not for me. I I'm very lucky that at my university we don't really have like exams and stuff, because in those situations I just fail every time because I cannot sit there for like 2 hours. In general I cannot really sit in one place. My like I don't know what it is, but it kicks in and I start fidgeting. I can't sit straight. I can't think. I can't focus on one thing. It's quite hard for me to be like so. Um, so it's quite hard for me to focus on one thing, and that's why I really don't see myself doing like an office job or something, because I cannot do it. And something in nature would be perfect, or something creative that I do myself. But then with all of those jobs, it's harder to make money. And right now, I don't have to think about money. But later on, obviously, becoming an adult, I have to think of a way to make money for myself. And that is scary to think about. I don't really want to grow up But yeah, I do not see myself in like 5 years. I don't know what I'll be doing. Hopefully, um, all of my creative things work out, and perhaps I make money from here on YouTube and making music, which I'm saying right away that I'll be making music, either if I become famous or not, even because this is what I want to do, and it's not like so later on if you're watching this and I'm like famous, I just it's not because I became famous I started making music. It's because I wanted to make music, so I became famous. Whatever. That's quite, yeah. This is like a bit of a ranty video, but at the same time, I'm like, I just felt like talking about it. But another thing that I've noticed is like me growing up, let's say, I still want to be like famous and whatever. That's not gonna change. And it might sound weird to you, but it's just what it is. I really do like engaging with people and like when I get praise. Oh my god, no, but it's true. And but what I noticed is I became kind of less materialistic with time, because back in the day I was like, hmm, I should make that and that and make that amount of money. I want to be a billionaire and live like somewhere in Los Angeles or something. Now I'm like, I don't really care. Like, money is just there to give you freedom, basically. The only money I would spend is buying like a huge, not huge, but like a very beautiful house. I really like mansions and castles and those types of historical buildings. But I do not feel like buying fancy cars, or I don't know. I don't do anything, and I don't really care. Like, for example, I have this phone because, well, you can hear, see, it's an iPhone 6 something, and I got it because this Samsung that I'm filming on sadly broke down because of my dog, and she just threw it off to the ground, and so yeah, and my boyfriend's mom just gave me her old phone, and I do not really care about it because it does what it has to do. The only thing that is like, I care about in a phone is a camera, but I have my own camera, like a separate one, so it's fine. And I don't feel like having the latest phone, whatever. I could buy it if I wanted to, but it's just not something I want. And right now, I also am kind of busy with getting a driver's license here in Netherlands. That's quite hard. So I'm spending a lot of money on that and time. And I want to get a car after I get the license, and then I'll probably, hopefully, leave the city and leave a house somewhere. But yeah, those are my priorities right now, and I want to bring back my channel and work more and stuff like this. Also, here are the culprits of all the cows. Like, here they are. Like, here they are, all of them. So cute. And there's a lot of them. I'm basically next to them, but that's fine. They're friendly, I promise you. Maybe not, but there are trees here. And cows are not here. That's that's pretty bad lighting. I want to go pet one, but I do not think that's the best idea. Also, another thing that I would like to do is something with animals, because I loved animals since I was a child, and I would like to have like animal-based videos and like content, and maybe saving animals, working at a shelter. But right now I can't really do that because I live in a horrible. But right now I can't really do that because of my stupid landlords. I do not understand why landlords are a thing and rent is a thing. I just feel like everyone should own their own house. Like, that should be a basic human right, and it is. Like, living space is a basic necessity. And some people shouldn't own like 6 apartments or like billion apartments. It should be just everyone owns their own thing. It's quite dark here, but still, what I can say is that like in nature, I always feel much better. But like right now, and I'm really enjoying the weather right now. It's like 28 degrees, so it's summer. And it reminds me of Cyprus. It's very unusual for Netherlands because usually it's quite cold here. But thanks to the climate change, it's warm now. It's amazing. I mean, whatever. But yeah, whenever there's a good day, I just have to go outside. I feel like that I sound like an old person, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, I just, I cannot justify myself being inside on those types of days. And that's another thing why I hate being in the city because I had to walk here for like 30 minutes because I refuse to get a bike even though I live in Netherlands. I do not want to cycle around. It's not for me. I hate it. I'd rather walk. So yeah. Okay, so I left that small part of the forest and now I'm like at the gate. This one. And I should also close it after I leave because otherwise all the cows are gonna escape. And you don't want that, do you? Here, do not let them go. But yeah, I'm basically like in Dutch countryside right now. There is like Dutch farmhouse. I don't know, but where I'm going is a place I've been before. I shared some pictures on Instagram. If you also you should follow my Instagram because it posts some great pictures there. But yeah, I'm going to a place that is pretty nice. It's like just fields. It's just fields, and you can read there. Also, I just got stung by nettle, and I have some like tea with me, some almonds. Other, how do you call them? Like the round nuts. um, not those types, but what the fuck, my foot stings now because of the nettle. As I manage, I'm so strong and cool. Look at me. But yeah, so I have some food with me. Almonds. I still do not remember how the other nuts are called. Like the ones that grow on trees here in the city. Maybe this is actually that tree. I'm not really sure. It kind of looks familiar. But yeah, I am probably gonna study a bit outside for it as well for my driver's license, which is gonna be fun and great, of course. And another thing that I have been thinking about a lot recently is my music. And I wanted to make music for a long time. I have like, I'll show a picture here. I have a video where I was like 14 or something, and I was like starting my music career. But well, it didn't happen yet. I have one cover that is available right now. It's a Russian song, but I don't really have my own music or much more covers right now. But yeah, I don't really have, you know, a lot of music right now. And I sing basically every day. And, well, the thing is, first of all, it is so expensive to make music, but that should not be like a huge problem. I don't see that as like a stop. But what I see as a stop is that my biggest problem right now is actually, well, I don't really want, I can't really work in like professional studios right now and working with actual producers because I don't really have funds for it. But I have a lot of music available. Like nowadays, you can just make it yourself or buy already made beats and stuff. But the thing with me is I listen to so much music and so many different genres and artists, and it's very hard for me to decide what genre of music I want to make myself. So that's my biggest problem right now. I have like a whole playlist of instrumentals I want to use for my music. It has like 50 songs. And then I do not know what genre I want my music to be in. And I just feel like maybe I'll make an EP or something that is like just 5 different genres and whatever goes, goes. But yeah, hopefully I like listen to this and remind me if I lied. Well, I'm a liar, whatever. But I hope this month I release something, or at least I have it done this month and announce it or something. So keep that in mind. Also, look, I'm at a very pretty place right now. It's like, well, it's not that pretty, but like everywhere is nature. And my gothic nature, of course, there are gravestones and very old ones as well. This is from like I'm not really sure this one doesn't say it. Also, I know that some people will say that you can't really film it and that's you're walking over graves and that's like whatever. I don't really care. I do believe in like afterlife and ghosts, but I don't think this is disrespectful in any way. But yeah, those are like pretty old and cool looking graves. I really like this place. I am sometimes here. I'm surprised on such a good day there is like no people here because usually people are just sitting here and having like picnics. Basically. Also here some more countryside. And yeah, it's pretty. I kind of miss like more foresty areas back in my home country Lithuania or like mountains in Cyprus, but at the same time, Netherlands is also very pretty. At first, when I moved here, I was like, no, it's so ugly. I hate everything here. But to be honest, I'm like getting used to it and it's very peaceful. I do like it here actually. And some of my friends who might be watching probably are like, no, you're traitor. Because everyone I know like kind of hates being here. But I'm like getting used to it. So yeah, probably gonna stay here for a while. But yeah, so this is kind of where I'm at right now. And I'll talk to you a bit later when I get to the spot, which is like somewhere there in the middle of the fields. Because I feel like just like looking at stuff right now and being more present. And then after I'm done with that, I'll bring you back to it and we'll talk more. And actually, I'm surprised, but I really like talking to the camera like right now. It feels more natural than my scripted videos, which is interesting. But yeah. Okay, I'm not gone yet. I just wanted to mention like I'm taking some pictures here. And like it's so picturesque and so calm today. It's just so pretty. I just love it. Like look, it's just serenity. And there's some ducks there. I feel like going to the water, so let's see how that goes. Yeah. Some fresh water. That looks so pretty. You can see like the sky and the water. And yeah, everything is very nice. There's like also obviously them. So I'm taking photos with my amazing iPhone. I actually really like this phone. It's like I like the button and it's very cute. I don't really like how it looks in the back, but who cares? I really like this aesthetic. And surprisingly, the camera works pretty well for a phone that is like, I don't know, 7 years old? 6? So yeah. But I guess I'm gonna just sit here for a while and enjoy the water because it's very pretty here. and I'm a bit scared to put my feet into water because there are always a lot of like horrible insects in fresh water. Not horrible, I like insects, but there are some. I had this experience back when I was a child, and I would live. I don't know how you call it in English, like summer house. It's like dacha in Russian, and we would go swimming in the fresh water a lot. And one time there was like dragonfly larva there, and it was stuck on me when I like left the water. And if you know how those look, those are horrible. Like they look like aliens. They're there to just destroy you and eat you. And I since then I was like I did not go into fresh water again. I'm kind of like I stopped doing that. Like I'm used to it now again. I was swimming a few days ago, no, like a week ago at this point. My boyfriend took me to like the lake here. It was very cool. He almost drowned me a few times, which was very nice. Uh, it wasn't, but whatever. And yeah, I'm over the fear of the freshwater, but those like dragonfly larvae are still terrifying me. And I saw one. I used to go fishing a lot as a child, and I saw one like you know how well that's probably illegal now that I think about it, but I used to catch with like a small net, you know, the ones that you catch butterflies with. I used to catch like small fishes, like the baby fish, whatever. And one time I caught it with a dragonfly larva, and it ate a small fish in like the bucket I had it in. That was horrifying as well. I do not understand how dragonflies are so cool and cute and whatever, and their larva is just monstrous. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess. And I'm just saying that it's like very peaceful here and very nice. And there are those, how do you call them? Uh, where is it? You can't see. This camera is not this good as I want it to be. But there are like those kind of daddy long legs, but then they're like on water. You can see them like just swimming around there. I do not know how to call them, but here you can see them. They're pretty cool. This all of this reminds me of childhood, to be completely honest. Also, I do not understand why, but I feel like in this video I have like a British accent. And I'm sorry for that. I sound kind of pretentious today. I do not know why, but that is what it is. It is what it is. Also, I'm putting my feet into water and it's quite cold, surprisingly, considering how warm it is. The air, I mean. But yeah, it is quite cold there. What the fuck? But yeah, it's very nice. Honestly, I really like. I started feeling a bit sad now because I really don't want this to end. Like, I mean, the summer and the weather and nowadays, like now, because it's so warm and so nice and so peaceful, and I really enjoy summer. Like, it's literally it is like summer is my favorite season, and I do not understand people who like winters and stuff like that. I just don't want nature to die and to be stuck inside and wearing like 10,000 layers of clothes. I just want the summer to last forever. And which, honestly, in Cyprus, when I used to live back there, mm, that's what I miss about it the most is the weather because, well, like summers can be too hot sometimes, but like winters are basically perfect. It's like 20 degrees and it's very warm and it's just, I don't know. I really like the warm weather and summer, and I do not like winter. Also, I really liked this place, so I decided to just stay here instead of going to my usual place, and I'll have my wait my mini picnic. Here I like a theory manual, so like me getting a car license. Yeah. Here is the grapes I told you about, and then those nuts. I forgot what they're called, but yes, and some almonds and some tea and my amazing bag that looks so dirty because I always take it with me everywhere, including nature, and just shirt I stole from my boyfriend, of course, because that's what he do, steal clothes. I am just gonna thumbnail done, but yeah, I'm just gonna relax here and enjoy the day and enjoy like the summer. Say goodbye to it, I guess. Also, I wish you could see how my phone looks right now because it's completely broken. Um, wait here. I'll try to show you um, as as a selfie thing. Come on, work. Um, no, that's not selfie. Yes, it is. I don't know if you can see that. It's completely broken. Well, whatever. You can't really see it. I know this grass is probably pissed on by dogs and people and everything, but I don't really care. I just want to feel close to the nature. You know, I honestly have no idea what kind of people invented jobs, working, universities, and all that stupid stuff. And people are not supposed to be doing that, and that's just the truth. Like, we are animals, just like any other animal. Do you see animals going to 9 to 5? No, you don't. We're supposed to just run around, eat, and enjoy our lives. That's it. And we're also not supposed to live so far north because then the climate doesn't allow us to do that. But whoever was stupid enough to invent schools and all that is just horrible. It's like mental illness, for example, should not really be a thing if you live a life that you need. Like, I do not think that mental illness would be a thing, maybe like a few cases, but if we were living a life that is actually fulfilling to us and not being stuck in a box and just doing unnatural things that we're not supposed to ever do, I think everyone would be much happier. To be honest, I do believe, and I always about it to my mom and stuff, and people always disagree, but I think that hunter gatherers were more happy than we are nowadays, even though supposedly we have amazing medicine and like we live forever basically. No, we don't, but you understand what I mean. But I do think that hunter gatherers were living a more fulfilling life to them. It's like more natural and just was probably more exciting to live. And also, I do think they were more healthy because nowadays what we eat is horrible. I do not understand how people are surviving of all of the processed foods. I'm trying to stop eating those. It's kind of hard when you are a student, I guess, but I just want to spend more time cooking and doing stuff. Even though I absolutely hate cooking, I have to tell you that. My Aquarius side is showing, but I really dislike cooking. But I do like cooking in one condition, and that condition is I cook with someone or for someone. When I have like this experience of like talking to people and bonding over cooking, then it's fun. Like I really like it. But if I have to do it for myself as a means of survival, then I'm like, nope. I'm just not gonna cook until like 8 or 9 p.m. and then I'm just gonna be starving and just eat whatever I find. I'm trying to stop doing that, and yeah. Also, from my recent finds, as you can see, my face is um, there's still a bit of acne left, but it's much clearer. Like a few weeks ago, I had absolutely horrible skin, and well, I learned that sadly, I am allergic to peanut butter, and I used to eat it basically every day. Um, I used to eat it basically every day because it's so good, and didn't eat like the sugary one. I ate just natural peanut butter that has one ingredient there. Um, well, probably has salt as well, but still. But somehow I'm not allergic to peanuts, but I'm allergic to peanut butter. That is insane and just sad, because I would get like huge zits everywhere because of it. And then I stopped eating it for a week, and now I look much better. But I just feel sad because peanut butter it's so good, and it's like so healthy for you as well if you don't. And it's also so healthy for you as well if you don't eat like processed ones. And yeah, I feel kind of sad, but I guess I won't be eating it now. It might sound strange from like a young person and whatever. And some people also might say that I'm lazy. But sure, I don't think laziness is a bad thing, to be completely honest. Um, but my goal is basically just freedom, and I don't want to work at what I want is not to work at some office job. What I want is just to be able to be in nature and to have free time and sustain myself and be comfortable without having to trade all of my time to work for someone. I honestly don't think that it's ethical. I do not think that it's ethical or good to work for someone as a worker, as an employee. I do think that we should go back to the system where there were like small businesses and everyone, more like not really barter exchange system, but still like the one with support for local communities, so local food and local, for example, shoemaker, local, I don't know, repairman, um, local libraries, local everything. I try to support like local library and local businesses, and I just wanted to go back to that. I know that it probably won't, because it's quite sad, but people traded that life for convenience, because huge corporations like Amazon and Facebook wouldn't be here if people were still all about supporting local businesses. Amazon wouldn't exist, and I really do hate Amazon, but um, it's, I think it destroys a lot of culture and a lot of people's lives and a lot of local businesses. And I just want to, for small communities to be self-reliant. I really like the idea of like eco villages, for example. If you haven't heard of it, it's like a place where people grow their own food and have a community where they all hang out. And it sounds a bit cultish, but I just like that vibe. And that's how people used to live before. And now, with globalization, it's just not the case anymore. And I don't really feel like globalization is that good of a thing. I do think that it's good that we're all connected, and social media has a good side to it. And I do think that traveling around is very good, that we can move whenever we want. But at the same time, I do think that local customs and local like everything should be kept alive and not replaced with convenient Amazon Prime one day delivery things. It- And also in the West and everywhere, a lot of things are now, people are used to, for example, buying clothes for like $5 or something. That's insane, because as someone who has his own store, it takes much more than that just to make a shirt, for example. But then huge corporations like H&M, I mean, can just use child labor and not pay them anything and produce those shirts for basically nothing. And people are used to those prices, and now they don't want to pay the actual price of clothing. And the same goes with a lot of things, like cheaply manufactured, mostly in, for example, China, things that nobody needs, like all those plasticky, breakable gadgets that are advertised everywhere and nobody really needs. They're being sold for nothing, and people are getting them. And then it just breaks apart, and then they buy a new one, and it's overconsumption of things you don't even need. And if you need them, you can buy them from a local manufacturer who will produce it perhaps more expensively, but at the same time, you're not gonna buy 1,000 of them because they're not gonna break in a day. So I don't know. The state of the world is like a bit confusing. I want to influence and change it, but we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, this video reaches a lot of people, and they, at least if you're listening to this, you'll think about it and just consider the alternatives and what you actually need and don't need. Yeah, and for example, that gave the way to all of the one-time packaging. One-time packaging is horrible. I don't understand here in Netherlands. Like you can go to the store. Maybe I'll show you at some point, and there's like peppers in plastic boxes, not boxes, like bags. Bananas in plastic packaging. Like what the fuck? It has natural packaging. You don't need that waste of plastic. And then all of those like plastic straws and plastic cups, and it's just so much plastic. And back in the day, people didn't use plastic. Like for example, if you wanted milk, you'd have glass jars that you just fill, and I think that's more natural. And now it's just plastic, 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 and you throw it away, and it's just accumulates. Yeah, I'm such an environmentalist. I do not know what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about a lot of things. But I hope you're enjoying this, and it just feels like maybe a chat with a friend or something. I want my channel to be something like that, something you can, because I really like, for example, my favorite YouTuber is, she makes videos in Russian. She's from Ukraine. Her name is Bajana. You can find her from on YouTube by Boj, and I really like her content. I watch every one of her videos, and she's a great friend of mine. And like her content is just so peaceful, and you just feel like you're there and you're just talking to a friend. And I want my channel to be like that as well. Um, which hopefully I'm achieving with this video, because I feel like I'm doing that because I'm talking about a lot of random stuff just like in real life, and my mind always, as you can see, goes different places and doesn't really make sense. It's not very coherent, but at the same time, it's good, and I can just talk for hours and hours and hours and hours, which I am doing actually, because I think this video has been like over an hour already. I'm I'm probably gonna make this video into like 2 parts because it's too long. Unless I'm gonna post something, right? And I hope you're enjoying the nature with me. It's getting like, I don't know what time it is, 1937. It's getting darker now. I think the sunset is like in 20 minutes or something. Then I have to go back home for like 30 minutes, which I'm not really looking forward to, but yeah, I'm really enjoying my time here. Also, I'm finally drinking some tea. Yeah. It's also from Cyprus. I really am a big enjoyer of tea. So if we have fan meet and greets back in the back in the day, well, in the future, bring tea, you know. But yeah, sometimes it does feel like I'm much older than I am, an old soul. But at the same time, I'm also like very childish, and it's like mentally, I don't know where I am mentally, but in some parts of life, I'm like, I want tea, I want a garden, I want like nature. I'm quite old soulish, and then in a lot of like social interactions and like being an adult and like having to pay rent and all those things. I'm just a child because I do not feel like doing those things, and yeah, I don't know. It all depends. Also, I don't think that liking nature should be an old soul thing. I think everyone should like nature. I loved nature from the day I was born, basically, and I'm very grateful for like opportunities I had to be basically raised in nature. Well, not really. I always lived in a city, but I spent a lot of time with my grandparents back when I was a child. That was always somewhere in nature, fishing, forest, like picking berries, and all those basic things. So there is so much fish here. I kind of want to fish, to be honest, but I can't really do that in Netherlands unless I get the fish pass. I don't feel like doing that. Also, this is another thing, like fishing. I still eat fish, but I haven't eaten meat since I was like, I don't know, since I was in eighth grade, like since I was 13. Not really sure, but like for years now. And I still eat fish because in my mind, it's like I eat what I could eat in real life. So because people are desensitized about how the food is actually gotten on the plate, and like you actually need to murder you actually need to murder a cow to get a burger. And cow, you saw, like I showed you in this video, how cows look. They're like 3 times bigger than you, and also cows are cute, and I wouldn't be able to kill a cow and I wouldn't want to, so I'm not gonna eat them. And chickens, my grandparents always have chickens, and I really like them, and they're cute. And they're not really cute. I mean, they're usually quite angry, but they're also cute. And I do not feel like killing a chicken. With fish, because I've been fishing since I was like 4 or 3 or something. I just maybe I'm just desensitized. Maybe I'm just used to that, but for me it's like a bit different, and I can actually fish myself and eat the fish I caught. So buying fish is not something I wouldn't like do. For me, it's more of a ethical and moral standpoint than, I don't know, more environmental. So environment is still a very huge part of it, but yeah. And I'm honestly glad to see like the popularity of cottagecore and stuff like that. I honestly like it. I don't care that it's cringe or anything. I'm just, it's very me since day one, and I like that people are actually enjoying it, and more people, more young people are like nature, nature, nature. And I just don't understand people who want to move to a big city like New York or something. I just don't feel like that is my thing at all. And maybe for someone it is, but I just don't see how that can be, um, I don't know, pleasurable to live in. Like you pay so much money for rent, like very tiny apartment. You don't have any nature. It takes you ages to get out of the city, and I don't know, not for me. Like this instead of high sk- uh, this instead of skyscrapers is just like, yeah, please. This is I would much rather prefer this. I would like to live in that house. I don't care. Buying it right now. But yeah, it's just I repeated myself so many times, but it's just peaceful, and you can see like the fish and the ducks, and I don't know, it's nature. I feel very connected to it. And maybe actually it is because of my name, which is Dmitri, and which what does it mean? It's a Greek name, and it's derived from Demeter, like the goddess of harvest and earth and all that. And it's just, yeah, I think my name suits me. But also here in driving license. I do want a car, which is like not very naturey, but I want an electric one, but I have a limited budget and I can't really find cheap electric car nowadays. I hope in the future it can be done. But now as a first car, I don't feel like spending 20,000 on an electric car when I can spend like I don't know 4,000 on a good car that is fuel, but still like I don't know. It's a dilemma, but I don't really have a choice. Also, I think I'll set myself a goal to not fall into like autumn winter depression this time and actually try to enjoy the nature in winter as well because it's quite hard for me last time because I only moved here like actually a year ago exactly to Netherlands, and before that I used to live in Cyprus for years. There is basically no seasons there. It's always warm. In winter everything is green, and here I got very sad when it was dark and cold and rainy. But like nature is always beautiful, so I'll try to enjoy it because back in the day when I was still living in Lithuania, which is my home country, it's even colder than here in Netherlands, and somehow I remember enjoying like autumn, like the autumn leaves and everything like that. And you should try to find beauty in everything, basically what I'm trying to say, because if you're like only happy 3 months of the year, it's not very good for you, or I mean 5, because summer isn't really over yet. Summer is over in like end of September. I don't remember 22nd or something, because the calendar is lying to you. No, but it's true. It's like I don't know why the calendar is like this. It's not really showing the truth. But by this time it's getting kind of dark, so I guess I'll sit here for a while and just read my theory book, which has a lot of questionable things. I really don't, which is like so. For now, I'll just read my theory book, which has quite a lot of questionable things, and it's getting darker. So I think I won't be filming anymore because the quality will be kind of shit. But I hope you enjoyed this video and it was something new for my channel. And I hope you enjoy your day and take time to go to nature and yeah, uh, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and all those basic things. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And I'm gonna do that as well. And then I'm gonna walk home for 30 minutes, which is not that fun.